17 million Americans lease their vehicles. According to a leading market research company, at least half will want to get out of their lease before the terms of the lease come to an end. Now, getting out used to cost thousands of dollars, but now consumer advisor Clark Howard says there's a cheaper way to dump your leased car.
Stacy Kears just got a great new job as a controller at Toyota of Noonan. One of the perks of the job, a free car. Only problem, Stacy already had a car, a leased Mercedes.
It was just parked. So I paid on it for a year and didn't drive it at all, and which was just crazy. Thousands of dollars just completely wasted.
Stacy could have gotten out of the lease the crummy way. Just turn it in, but pay huge fees.
You have a payoff. It's just really high until you get to the very end of your lease. So usually you owe a lot more on it than it's worth. Instead, Stacy started searching on the internet and found companies that help you get out of a lease. One is called Swap a Lease, another is LeaseTrader.
LeaseTrader, is a market where individuals looking to get out of a lease meet people that look to take it over.
Sergio Stieberman founded LeaseTrader after he tried to get out of his BMW lease. He says before you lease a car, it's important to remember you're signing a contract, and not all companies will allow you to trade your lease.
You want to make sure that when you do get a lease, your company allows for transfers. Transfers means if you look to get out at a certain time, they will allow you to transfer or have the lease assigned to another credit-qualified buyer.
Mercedes-Benz, GMAC, which is all the GM brands, and other car companies will transfer a lease without holding you, the original buyer, responsible for the contract after the sign-over. But others are like Honda. They'll only allow you to lease trade in super extreme circumstances, and even if they do allow it, your name still appears on the contract. That means if the person who takes it over stops paying, you're still stuck with the bill. So do your homework before you lease a car, because if you think you might want to get out of it early, it's a tough deal. As lease trading becomes more popular, though, the owner hopes more car companies relax their rules about trading leases.
Well, our goal is to get every company to allow their customers, to transfer the lease.
Now beware, there are lots of phony balonies out there who say they'll get you out of your lease, and all they do is get you into more trouble. And speaking of trouble, leasing is almost always a bad idea. You know who should lease? Almost nobody. Only if you like new wheels every 2 years, or there's a special deal from the manufacturer for 3 years or less. Otherwise, don't lease. I'm Clark Howard, Channel 2 Action News.
LeaseTrader and other companies charge for their services. It costs $79 to list your vehicle, and when you sell it to a qualified buyer, you also pay a transfer fee.